started. A few announcements before we do get started. If you are parked in the parking lot directly behind this building, you need to move your car. That's for employees of this building only. I don't even get to park there, but we don't want you to get towed. Also, please, no talking during the presentations. It's very distracting to the presenters and also your fellow audience members. So I just want to kind of remind you those couple of things. All right. Well, my name is Lindsay. I am a volunteer coordinator here at 1 Million Cups Dallas. 1 Million Cups, if you don't know, is a national program created by the Kauffman Foundation designed to educate, engage, and connect entrepreneurs over 1 million cups of coffee. It's pretty cool. It started in Kansas City back in 2012 and has grown kind of organically to over 100 communities today. I think we're at 115. So if you're traveling for business, traveling for pleasure, be sure to check the website. There might be a 1 million cups you can pop in on a Wednesday morning while you're traveling. So it's pretty cool. Don't forget to check into the app. Did you know that we have an app? So you can download the app on your phone, check in, you can connect with other community members, you can connect with the presenters that you see today, actually leave them feedback, you can leave me feedback on the app as well. And you can actually connect straight to their websites, to their social media. So if you kind of forget who you saw today, you can get back on the app and find those presenters as well. All right, so our presenters today are CalcuQuote and Coomo Travel. If you've never been here before, we usually have about 2 presenters every single week at 9 a.m. They get up, they do their 6-minute quick pitch, they tell us about their service or their product, their idea, and then at 6 minutes, we start clapping. And then after that, you, the audience, gets 10 to 15 minutes of kind of Q&A and feedback for the presenter. So while they're up here talking, if you have questions about the presentation, questions about their service, be sure and remember those, write those down so you can ask those when they're done. We are doing a panel. We're switching things up. If you've been here, we've been here for several years. We've done it this format every single week. Next week we're going to try something new. So next week, marketing for startups. We're really excited to try this new model. We want you to be here, tell your friends about it, and then we want to hear afterwards, is this something that you might want to see more of in the future? So we have 4 panelists, all marketing is their gig, and Trey, actually, the CEO of the deck, will be moderating that panel. So be sure to come next week, 9 a.m. All right, and we want to, of course, thank our sponsors. They do so much for us. They help us keep this going. Thank you so much to Tech Talent South for providing the coffee this morning. Kurtu Treats, we love the treats. And let's see who else. Dove Mountain does the YouTube videos, so thank you for Dove Mountain for putting those videos up every single week. And the deck, a huge, huge, huge thank you to the deck for inviting us into their space every single week. They've been such a great partner with 1 Million Cups Dallas. So with that, we are going to welcome the next presenter on the stage, Tyler from Coomo. Please everybody stand up and welcome Tyler.
Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Moyer. So I'm going to take the assumption that everybody loves to travel, or everybody wants to travel at some point in their life. So a lot of us kind of encounter the problem of planning a trip is hard. There's so many things about it. So if you were to go to a place you've never been, you have no family or friends, what do typical people do? They typically go online. They have 4 to 5 windows open at least. You have multiple flights, hotels, and maybe 2 to 3 to kind of figure out what you're going to do once you get there. At the end of the day, you might have your whole trip planned out, but unless you have family or friends, it's very hard to actually validate if all those things are still good. So it kind of gives that big question mark. So if you ran into this issue like I have on many occasions, then Coomo Travel is definitely the platform for you. So Coomo Travel is an online platform that allows you to book and plan the entire trip from start to finish while allowing other real people to give you comments and suggestions. So imagine social media meets travel in a sense. The benefits don't just stop there. Those people that plan their trip on the platform, they have the ability to see other people that are at the same destination at the same time. So if you're a single traveler or a group of travelers, you have the ability to reach to other people that are traveling just like you. So even though this platform is really meant for every type of traveler, the focus market that we're actually going after is actually the veteran community. So a lot of people don't know, but the number one cause of death right now for veterans is suicide. So 20 to 22 people commit suicide per day in the veteran community, and one of the leading causes is a constant relocation from one place to another. Which kind of brings in my story. So I was active duty Army for 7 years, and in those 7 years, I moved 7 times and deployed twice to Afghanistan. So I completely understand how hard it is to constantly go from one place to another, and every time you start over with friends, family, and basically start over a new community. And so how Coomo is going to help these individuals is when they go to a brand new location, they can look at old trips that are taken in that local area or areas they want to go to for them to create their own personalized trip with the help of other people and meet other real people to get them out of the barracks and essentially combat the mental health issues through travel. And so if you kind of wonder how big is the veteran community, so there's about 21 million veterans in the whole United States, and Texas has the second largest population of veterans by state. And I'm actually based out of Austin, so if you actually draw a 100-mile radius around Austin, it has the highest concentration of veterans in the whole United States, with the largest military base only an hour north, Fort Hood, Texas, which is actually my last duty assignment. So based off of the average for the average that's spent on a trip per year, it creates a relative $14 billion market potentially in just the Texas area. So if you're kind of wondering how does Coomo work, so when the individual goes to Coomo, they create their own personalized itinerary. They say where they're going to go, the dates, and then all these activities are going to populate. So all they have to do is click and drag it to their itinerary and start building it. So once they've built their trip, it goes public and allows other people to view their itinerary and give suggestions off their own experience. So helping to curate, because if you travel, you know that what's good now, it's not always good in 6 to 12 months, it's always changing. And so the next step is we've incorporated with Priceline for the booking process. So it's only a one-click process. It pulls the information from your itinerary to show you what the price is. So it simplifies the whole process and avoids you having to go to several different sites at the same time. And the last step, it's going to show you other people that are going to be there. So if you want to meet other people, because a lot of people do when they go to different areas, then this is a platform that allows you to do that also. All trips that are taken are going to be archived. So your trip could inspire someone else to go on their own personal trip. So how do we make money? So there's 3 forms of monetization. The first one is going to be the API integration with Priceline. And then the second is through ad revenues in 2 different forms. One, businesses can sponsor their own business. So when people plan a trip to that destination, their business will be sponsored first and be visible. So it has a higher chance of actually going onto their itinerary. And the second is once we reach critical mass, then we would generate the traditional ad revenue. And then third is going to be site monetization. So it's kind of like a freemium model in the sense that everything is going to be free on the platform, but if you wanted to unlock extra slots to start planning additional trips, it might be for nominal fees of 99 cents. So a competitive landscape. So everybody knows, and I get a lot of looks when I say I'm in the travel space because it's very saturated. But the whole trip planning process, it really requires a lot of different components. And you have social media like Facebook, you have online booking like Kayak and Priceline, and then you have the information hubs like blogs and TripAdvisor. But the only problem is like nothing actually combines all these functionalities and allow other people to give you insight. And so that is what Coomo is going to do. It's going to bring all these pieces together for the purpose of travel so you can plan your own next trip. So here's our dream team. And so one of the takeaways is that 4 or 5 of us are all veterans, so we completely understand our target audience. And James Fisher and I, we actually deployed to Afghanistan together, and his last duty assignment was Fort Hood. So we are both tackling Fort Hood's community very, very hard. And here's the current milestones. So we launched our beta last year, did a successful Kickstarter, raised $500,000 through self-investments, and we just came back from the Collision Conference in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. And so we're scheduled to launch next month, but what developers kind of, we were supposed to launch 3 months ago, but hopefully it's going to launch next month, and then hopefully get enough traction to get Series A. And so that concludes my presentation. So if anybody wants to go on some cool moments, join me next month.
So Tyler, what can this community do for you?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, because I'm launching next month, is trying to get incorporated with influencers, either in the travel space or the veteran space, just to try to get the awareness out.
Okay, what kind of questions and feedback do you have for Tyler?
Hey Tyler, I'm Josh. Awesome presentation, awesome mission. I found that there was a disconnect between what you're trying to do with the veteran community and your company. Now I see that there's a huge need over here, but there was a hard time connecting that your company fixes that need. And if that is your target audience, you might want to shape your presentation, shape your mission to say, this is the problem, 22 deaths a day, the solution to them is travel with buddies, and here's how we accomplish it through Coomo. Did I pronounce that right? Coomo. So here's the problem, because when you're working with an audience, you want to say, this is my ideal customer. This is your problem. This is how I solve your problem, and this is how we can do it together. Now here's the big picture, right? So I think it's great to connect those dots a little bit better, and I think that you're onto something because you have the trust, you have the credibility. Thank you for your service and for you and your friends doing that. So great opportunity. Good job.
Thank you.
Right here in the front.
Okay, I got 2 questions. How did you come up with the name? I like the name. And the second question is, did you yourself, do you do a lot of traveling? Did you ever see these types of issues, you as a founder have a problem firsthand?
Right, so the generic way of saying I came up with it was, so actually the real story behind Coomo, so it actually was never travel related. So back in 2012, my buddy and I, we wanted to create a gym in some tropical place. We were thinking about Philippines. And so we're trying to come up with a company name. So his last name is Cooper and my last name is Moyer, so I just chopped it in half and put it together. But since I came up with it, I wanted to do Moku, but it didn't really sound as good. So we did Coomo. And so because that's this long explanation, I ended up just evolving and saying, people said, what does Coomo stand for? I just say it means cool moments, because it makes sense because you travel. And so the way that I actually ended up coming up with Coomo, I called it, there's a trip in 2012 I wanted to create. It's called 7-7. I want to go to all 7 continents in 7 months and see all the wonders of the world without using an airplane. So most of my friends are like, dude, you're crazy, because that's going to be super hard. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And so I was going to originally create a blog, and I was going to show back where I was going to go. And then basically, my friends and family, or random people like me, could basically look at my trip and kind of give me ideas and hints. And so that was my original idea. And then I did a lot of backpacking through Asia, Europe, and South America. And I quickly realized that a lot of people actually have the same issues. So that's why they go to hostels, they meet local people, try to get that insight, because obviously there's so much information online, but to have that personal connection with someone else is what's actually very unique.
Okay, question in the back.
So the first thing is, I think you need to get somebody from the Navy to be on your team. But what I wanted to try and understand better is, why have you defined the market as just to be around Austin or around Fort Hood or somewhere in Texas? It seems to me that if you're going to go on a trip, you want to connect up with people. This is another question: is it friends, or is it anybody who wants to go to that destination? And then if you're a web-based business, why does it matter in this, in that particular location? Because you might connect up with somebody who's in Maine or San Francisco or Seattle.
Yeah, good question. So the only reason why I bring up the whole Texas and then Austin area isn't for the fact that that's only my target audience, but to kind of give you an idea of how big that potential market is. So if I'm going to the veteran community, there's a huge presence there, and veterans are everywhere, and travelers are everywhere. And so that's the first thing. It's really open for anybody, and I understand that, but for direct marketing purposes, I only have so much funds. My funds are going to be targeted to these hyper-local areas that are that have high numbers of my target audience. And so then the second question was, it's actually anybody. So when you actually plan a trip, it's going to show your friends that might be going there at the same time, but also at the same time it's showing other people, just random individuals that might be traveling there at the same time. So it's open for anybody.
Question in the back.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Michael, sorry. I just wanted to say I don't think there's anything wrong with your presentation. I like it. I love the name. My question is, have you considered, instead of trying to compete with what's out there already and gain additional traffic, have you considered just maybe putting this as part of an app that all websites can kind of attach to, like a license, so that you're just kind of already daisy chaining on what they have? Seems like you'd hit every market in the world pretty quickly already.
Right. That is an idea, but I haven't really looked into that much, but I might try to use that as a potential way of going in the future.
Howdy again. What's you started to touch on your direct response to marketing. What is your customer acquisition strategy? How do you feel like you're going to capture this audience and get customers? Because your revenue based is based on a lot of people coming to your site and doing something on that site. How are you going to attract that kind of mass?
Right. So every Tuesday I go to Fort Hood, Texas. I reconnect with a lot of friends of mine. At the same time, I made 2 key partnerships already. So I made one partnership with the BOSS program, which stands for Better Opportunities Single Soldiers. And basically what they do at Fort Hood and every other Army base is they create group trips, like 200 to 300 tickets to a football game, and they actually get the soldiers out of the barracks to actually do something in the community. And so to kind of give you an idea of how many single soldiers are just at Fort Hood, it's more than 12,000 soldiers. So I've already partnered with them, and they're helping me because I'm helping them bring the soldiers out of the barracks. That's our key, or that's our common focus. And then I've also partnered with UT Austin's Planet Longhorn, which is their international students, which has about 200 or 2,000 students. And so the idea is when the students come in from international places, they have the ability to create itineraries, kind of have other people be added to the itinerary to go on those trips. So I've made key partnerships, and then I have a handful of brand ambassadors at different universities that help push the traffic onto the site.
Follow-up question, real quick. How many thousands of people do you need to turn $1 on your site? Or how many people do you need on your site to turn?
That I have that in my financial projections, but it's very hard because a lot of people typically try to view different activities or potentially buy something, but to actually get that transaction is a little harder. So I like to give you a specific number, but it would just be coming out of my butt.
As pleasant as that sounds. Are there more questions? Any feedback? Right here in the back.
Is there any way that a user could choose to opt out of having their profile or their location public?
Yes, you can. So at the very bottom of the itinerary, there's going to be a radio button that says public that's automatically checked. You can uncheck it, but when you do that, it's going to give you a warning saying, when you do this, you lose the benefits of a Coomo ride. And so you can, but it's not recommended.
Okay, a couple more questions, more feedback. So you're about 1 week, you said, from beta?
1 month. But I was supposed to be minus 2 months ago, so this is all on web developers.
So yeah, what's been the most difficult challenge getting to this point?
I hope you guys aren't web developers, but so I kind of had the idea that all web developers are liars. So that's my biggest challenge. So if that was going to be a question, yeah. So I think that, and the reason why I say that, because I went to college for business marketing, and so I don't have a web development background. And every web developer, they're like, yeah, I can do that, like I can build it. But probably about 6, 9, 12 months later, they can't. And what you spent was time and money. And as entrepreneurs, those are the 2 things you have very little of. And so, and the thing is, like, it's a common problem that a lot of web development companies have, is their web developers suck.
3/4 of this audience feels your pain, trust me. So anybody else, good questions, feedback? All right, well, thanks very much for your presentation today.
Alrighty. Well, like I mentioned before, I am a volunteer coordinator here with 1 Million Cups, and we are looking for volunteers right now as well. Some of the things that I get out of it, I've learned a lot of new skills. I've met a lot of new people in this community. Since it's connected with the Kauffman Foundation, I've met a lot of new people that are now in my network, my friends nationally through the 1 Million Cups program. So it's a really, really great use of my time. I really love volunteering for this community. Some of the things that you'll do, of course, you see us running around on stage and making sure this event goes off every single week. We also do things in the back end. We approve applications, we schedule the presenters, we find sponsors to provide you with coffee and treats. But anyways, if you're interested, come talk to us afterwards. We're looking for some more volunteers. And I think that's it for today. Thank you from me and Matt and Andrew and everybody here. I hope you have a great, Emmanuel has one little second he wants to say. About open co-working. Yeah. Every Wednesday here at the deck, after 1 Million Cups, they do open co-working. So you can talk to Emmanuel about that. He can help you find a seat, give you a tour. If you've never been here before, it's a really, really great place to work, around people. So I hope you have a great, great Wednesday, a great week, and we will see you next week for the panel. Have a great day.